So in Virginia, crossover is the day when all bills have to pass their respective chambers in order to be heard in the other chamber. In other words, any bill that was filed in the House has to pass all the way through the House in order for it to be considered in the Senate. And this year, crossover is February 4th. So February 4th is the last day for any bills that we filed in the House to make it across in order for it to get heard in the Senate and vice versa. For example, one of our bills aimed at stopping discrimination in housing based on eviction cases that tenants have won. We have both a House and a Senate version. Fortunately, the Senate version has already passed and is heading over to the House. And the House version has made it out of its committee, which means after that, it'll go to the Senate. Since the Senate has heard it before, it'll be that much more likely that it passes as well. One of the bills that we were supporting this year in coalition with the Allies for Housing Action, unfortunately, hasn't made it all the way through. The Senate version did not make it out of its committee, and the House version made it out of its committee and onto the House floor for the first time in the 4 years that advocates have been pushing for this anti-rent gouging authority. Unfortunately, on Monday in the House, they re-referred it back to a courts committee. That is effectively a way to kill the bill. I think the big picture this year is that housing has been a hot topic at the General Assembly. Most of our legislation that supports renters' rights and homeowners' rights and aiming to stop discrimination have had great success, a lot with broad bipartisan support. But challengingly, one of the areas that we've not seen a lot of success is in all of our bills to try to increase our supply of affordable housing. There seems to be a shared understanding that Virginia has a real lack of housing supply and a huge deficit on the number of units we need to meet demand, both in the rental housing market and the home buyer market. But there seems to be a lot of disagreement on what the correct solution is. And because there's not that shared understanding of what actions Virginia needs to take to make up that supply, all the bills we are supporting to advance that failed in their respective committees. This signals to us that we have a lot more work to do in this area, more conversations to have, more legislators to educate, and to keep pushing of, we have a housing crisis, we understand what it is, we just need the political will to act on it.